Yo, what's happening? Want to talk to y'all about betting. Don't understand why there's so much hate going on with betting. I think when it comes to some people, they're mad because some people who only... I think some people are mad because you have some people who work at McDonald's or something like that, and they don't make good money, right? And they hit. And, you know, so people who like sell drugs or whatever, shit like that, they don't want to see people like that have money. They want you to stay broke. So when you hit it, if you pay attention, it's the same type of shit when it comes to income tax. Like, people want to feel like they're better than you, or they want you to stay broke. So whenever you get a big, nice chunk of change or something, a couple G's or something, you know, they'll say something about it because they don't want you to, they feel like you shouldn't have anything. So that's why you see people hating on the betting, and that's why you see people hate on the income tax. You know, especially people who might sell drugs and trap a lot. They don't like when they see somebody who works at McDonald's or somebody who's always broke hit and be happy that they got some money for once. But my advice is this: don't bet more than you're willing to risk losing. Keep all that money over there. Like, separate your betting money and your money. So for instance, I'm probably going to take about 500, unless I could win money off of the money that I've already won. If I can keep doing that, then that's fine. But I still kind of want to just put like some of my money in it, and I'm just going to leave it there, you know. And I'm prepared to lose. See, you're going to lose, but you're also going to win too if you play right. I would also recommend learning geometry because, like I said before, sports are scripted. Last night was a perfect example. Because last night I lost 100. And not because I couldn't have won. It's because I tried to win more. And I tried to win more by, instead of just picking the team that I thought would win, which I probably would have won, right? I would have won. There ain't no probably about it. I tried to pick like a parlay. And Luka on the Mavericks didn't score 25. He actually sat like in the fourth quarter. That's how you know the shit's scripted. Why do I say this? Because I guarantee you there was a lot of money on the Luka 25-point thing. They know what they're doing. So you got to go against the grain. You can't really go with the obvious. The obvious is Luka is going to score 25. So maybe you would have said like Luka scores 20 or something. But they literally sat Luka once he got to 23 points. Literally. That lets you know that shit is scripted, bro. If you can't see it then, after all that, then I don't know what to tell you. But you need to know that it's scripted so you know how to bet. For instance, I feel like they're going to make Aaron Rodgers be in the playoffs, no matter what. So he's going to win this game Sunday. Now, if you don't look at football that way, you probably will pick, well, maybe this team, nah. Aaron Rodgers is going to the playoffs, dog. I mean, there's like a 5% chance that they will not let him in the playoffs. It's not going to happen. So the Packers going to win, bro. Put your money on the Packers, you know. But make sure you got money that you can risk. You don't want to be out here trying to use money that you don't have to spend. You know what I'm saying? And understand you're going to lose sometimes, and that's okay. But you got to pick bets that are almost sure bets, and don't get greedy because that's what happens with people too. They win or they try to win more, like I tried to with the Luka thing. I should have just left Luka off. I should have just picked the Mavericks, but I didn't, right? so I lost 100. But I won 100 too, so I'm still up. I'm learning as I go. For me right now, it's more of an experience more than trying to get money. I already got money. But I'm trying to, I would rather have more knowledge on what I'm doing more right now than the betting process. But another bet I got is 8 teams. If these 8 teams win, I get $14,000 out of $100. But if I don't win, then I'm okay with not getting that $100 because again, I'm still going to be up, and $100 risk is worth $14,000 to me. If someone said, "Man, you put $100 in this, and you got a little slight chance of winning $14,000," fuck it, why not? I spent $100 on less things. You know what I'm saying? But I could have just bet 50, or I could have bet 25. See, that's what I mean by not being too greedy. What's $25? Like, I mean, of course it's money. Money's money, but you could probably win like a couple grand off of $25. You know, these people, they don't want to gamble. That's fine. Don't gamble. Why? But why hate on the next person? Because they want some money. Because you feel like they should be broke because maybe you trap or something and you got money that they don't have because they work at McDonald's. Like, stop knocking these people's dreams, man. Let these people live. What people are saying is, y'all think it ain't what it's cracked up to be and this and that. Nah, it's not what it's cracked up to be. That's why you gotta learn and do your research and have a better understanding of the gambling. Then once you really got a good grasp of it, you're probably gonna win way more than you lose because you're gonna know what type of bets to make. It's not about how much money you make. It's more about the bets, making the sure bets. There's even a way that you could bet both sides so you'll make a profit. Either way, whether they lose or win, it won't matter. And that's something I gotta do my research on, betting both sides. To me, it's worth the risk. I don't care what anybody else says. And it's fun in a way. So, and I like sports. But my advice to y'all is take the more sure bets. Don't try to be greedy, you know. And if you do try to make one of those bigger bets, don't put a lot of money on it, which means you won't make as much more, but that's okay. You're still gonna make a good ass profit. So if you do a parlay, risk like 25, and you could probably make a couple grand off of a parlay if you hit it. But if you don't hit it, you lost $25. Okay, you buying that on weed. Motherfuckers will tell you not to spend money on betting sports, but they spend it on weed or women. Come on now. My thing is this: don't let it overtake you though. Just look at it as a little side thing to try to hustle with, because that's what it is. Don't get too greedy with it. Be smart with it, and most importantly, understand the sports are scripted. Because if you understand that, then that's going to help your betting. But if you don't want to believe that, you want to be a rockhead and still act like sports ain't scripted, then you're probably going to struggle with betting because you're going to go off of, Aaron Rodgers might lose today. No, Aaron Rodgers is not losing Sunday because they want him in the playoffs. Unless they actually want the Lions in the playoffs, which I do not see. You know, I just don't see it. Sometimes they might flip the script on you and be like, well, the Bucs ain't going to play their starters today. And then you're going to bet against the Falcons, and then the Bucs going to win the damn game because it's all scripted. You know what I mean? You got to go against the grain of what they think, what they want you to believe. If you can master what the elite are trying to make you bet on, then bet, and you bet against. Once you master what they try to make you bet with, you bet against it, you're going to win. For instance, they wanted everybody to bet Luka would, once they see everybody betting Luka was going to score them 25 points, you know, no matter they had parlays or whatever they did, however they had their bundles, they probably had Luka scoring 25 points because he should score 25 points, right? And they say, oh, hell nah, Luka sat. Oh, he's hurt. He got a little tweak in his ankle. Man, stop it. Stop it, bro. When you realize this shit is scripted, you're a perfect candidate for this shit. See, the people who wear the heart on their sleeve and think sports is real, now you might not want to bet because you're going to bet with your emotions and all that. But if you believe that sports is scripted, like I know and believe they are, then you're good because you can always go that way. Sometimes you can go the realistic way, like, nah, they're not going to let this team's too overpowering. They won't lose. And sometimes if you want to bet against the underdog, right, you don't have to put up much money because you'll win more back. So, since you don't got to put up much money, you're not losing much. See, you can't be scared to lose. That's the problem. Y'all be scared to lose. You can't be scared. It's not about losing. It's about the is it worth the risk? Kind of like a girl. You can't be scared to get cheated on or rejected or whatever. Is she worth the risk? Is she worth the risk of going up to? Is she worth the risk of committing to? Shit like that. Is she worth the risk? It's not about what will happen and you don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Is she worth the risk? That's how you got to look at this betting. Is it worth the risk? To me, that 100 was worth that 14. But next time, if I do some shit like that, I'm going to tone it down to 25. You know what I mean? Be smarter about it. I can lose 25. That ain't going to hurt. Money's money. Don't get me wrong. $25 I can do a lot of shit with. But if you're telling me it's no different than putting money in the stock market, you know, this is what really blows my mind too. Everybody talking about betting, this and that, but you put money in the stock market. That's the same fucking thing. You're still risking. What's the difference? Boy, you think the stock market's guaranteed? It's not. It's the same as betting. There's really no difference at all. And honestly, betting might be more of a profitable thing. At least everything I put in the stock market, I ain't seen no profit off of that shit. Lost money off of it, actually. So I can't even take the money out because I gotta just hope and pray that the shit goes back one day. But luckily I didn't lose too much out of that. But I don't put no more money in the stock market because I don't understand it like that. And even if I did, it's no guarantee the shit's gonna happen the way it is, just like betting. There is no guarantee. But what you can do is study the betting cycles of like what you should bet on or how you should bet. If you can figure those out, you're good because you'll probably almost always win. But if you have no clue and you just betting this and betting that or betting a parlay and you don't understand all these things, then it's going to be harder for you. But again, people put money in the stock market and all this other shit. Motherfuckers even take risks of selling drugs and going to prison, and they want to talk to you about betting. What's the difference? You risking too. You risking your life selling drugs, and in the stock market, you're risking the same as betting on an NFL team or a football team, whatever. It's the same thing. Get y'all some money on the side. Leave that shit over there for the betting, and just keep it there. Don't deal with your other money. Just keep a little bit over there for betting. And see what you can do. Try to make things happen. Don't be too greedy with the bets. Make smart bets. Make smart bets. And don't be scared to lose. Just make sure, like, all right, this is a real risky one, so I'm gonna just put a little into this. And if you lose, you lose. It's no big deal because you didn't lose as much, and you probably won other shit. So really, as long as you're in the green, you ain't losing. It's like a woman. Is she worth the risk of going to talk to? Is she worth the risk of committing to this or that? It's not about if she gonna cheat or not. You don't know that. I don't know if I get with a woman, what she gonna do. She might cheat, she might not, she might leave, she might not. I don't know. Is she worth the risk though? That's the question. That's the question. I won 100, I lost 100. But I know why I lost 100. One little thing, one little tweak. I shouldn't have never put Luka on the package. I should have just left him off, and I'd have won again. So I might just start betting straight up instead of all these parlays. And if I do parlays, I might tone down the money I put into the parlays. So what I'll do is I'll make more sure bets and use that money for the parlays, shit like that. And I can always use my own, but I'm trying to avoid that if I can. You see, I'm not mad about losing because I really didn't lose, and I know why I lost. See, that's the key. You got to know why. Why did you lose? Okay, I see why I did. Sometimes you just lost because, you know, that team won and that team didn't, and they should have won or whatever. But again, it goes back to understanding that sports are scripted. If you understand that sports are scripted, you probably won't fall for the booby traps. All I know is if these 8 teams I pick win, I got 14 grand. And then I got 3 more other teams. So if all 11 hit, that's like 16 grand. Off of $150. But if none of them hit, that's fine too. Because why? Because I'm already up 200. I'm already up 200. And I know why I lost the other 100. That won't happen again. I knew Dallas would beat or lose to Boston. I mean, that's no guarantee, but I knew it. Like, yeah, that's a good chance they're going to lose. I should have just bet it like that and I'd have been fine, but I didn't. You know, being a little too greedy. You live and you learn. That's why I tell y'all, for me right now, it's a filling out process of the betting more than the money. I already got the money. I already got money. And it's not about the money yet. It is about the money later, but now it's like learning and shit. Like, all right, I did this. Maybe I learned this. And it's all about learning right now for me. And that's how it should be for you. Take some money you can risk, but take your time with it. Take your time with it. More of the story is, though, they just be hating because they see somebody who works at McDonald's or something get 7 grand and they mad. You know what I mean? That's what it boiled down to, because they feel like you should always be stuck at work at McDonald's and broke. You know what I mean? Or people just don't like to see other people's happiness sometimes, and I don't understand why they do that shit, but that's just the way it is sometimes with people, man. They want to shit on everybody's parade. No, y'all betting. Man, betting just came to Ohio. What do you expect? If betting was already in Ohio, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have already been betting. But they couldn't because it wasn't in Ohio. What do you expect? I don't understand why people are shocked or got something to say because everybody in Ohio want to bet now. Yeah, we've been waiting forever. We've been waiting for this forever. What you mean? When you buy a house, you risking money. When you rent, you losing. You risking that money. Basically, it's gone. It's always a risk in life with shit. Ain't no way around it. So why not take risks, the calculated risk that actually can pay off? Just wondering.